India seems to have a huge inflation problem. Shaktikanta Das is in denial. For more than 12 months, inflation has been climbing in India. There are two types of inflation. One at the consumer level, where you, me, go and buy in the shops or hire people for doing our services. Another is inflation for producers. Because worldwide there is a pandemic, our producers are yet to suffer. But consumers are paying the price long before the pandemic started, not just because of the pandemic, as the Reserve Bank governor would like us to believe. Let's take a look. Welcome back to Be Rich. India's inflation is slowly becoming from a dull headache to a severe one. The longer Shaktikanta Das is going to ignore it, the bigger the problem is going to be. I've been talking about it in various platforms for a long time. India's inflation is way above the comfort level of 6% when last measured was at 7.5%. Now, this month, onion and potato prices have gone through the roof. Normally, India's inflation will be very high when fuel prices worldwide will go up. But the government has decided in its wisdom to extort taxes in fuel, and so fuel prices, though worldwide have crashed, in India have remained high, and there is no disinflation on account of fuel. This has meant that India's inflation, measured at the consumer level, is way above the comfort zone. Though the Reserve Bank of India, led by Shaktikanta Das, keeps on telling us that things will be in control, and things have not been in control for a near year. For the last 8 months, the consumer price index is above the comfort level of 6%. This means long before the pandemic itself, India was having an inflation problem. This inflation problem is not going to be contained at the food level or at the vegetable level. If somebody looks at steel prices in India, for the last 5 months in a row, steel prices have gone up in India. Steel companies continuing to increase prices. Tata Steel has given a big sigh of relief, able to extract prices here to make up for losses abroad. And even the Tata Steel share, which was perennially beaten down because of Tata Steel Europe, seems to be looking up because of this. How do we measure inflation? Inflation is measured when the National Statistics Ministry conceives of baskets of goods and services consumed by the Indian. There are two sets of baskets, one for rural India, one for urban India, and the basket is combined. In the case of rural India, food comprises nearly 54% of the basket. Urban Indians, it's about 32.6% of the basket. The combined basket has about 45%. While we give you a national figure, that is not important. Even RBI gives a map of India with different inflation rates for different states. The state of Tamil Nadu normally has a higher inflation than the national average. So you can go to the RBI website and look out for your own state what is the inflation as measured by the Reserve Bank. The other problem in urban areas, which is not there in rural, which has still not got adequate representation in the consumer basket, is rent. The Madras where I live, and true of Bombay and Delhi and Bangalore, there seem to be a lot of empty flats. So we expect rents to come down. But most people whom you know and I know cannot afford to stay in those flats. And those flats are about 25 to 30 kilometers away from the center of the city. The people who do services for the employed, for the upper middle class, need to be close to these Tony neighborhoods in the city. That is why wherever you see an upper class neighborhood, you will see a lower middle class or a shanty town very close by. Why? Because we pay poor wages to the people whom we employ as maid servants, drivers and cooks. They cannot afford to pay rents in an area nearby us. And the transport system in India is so poor that my driver cannot come 30 kilometers every day to work for me and go back another 30 kilometers on the same day. Therefore, for most Indians, Though there are plenty of good housing available 30 to 40 kilometers from the center of the city, their livelihood depends on being close to the city, and therefore they find one room houses with common toilets and pay usurious rents to stay in these houses. Even the electricity in these houses is arbitrarily charged according to the owner's name, fancy. If all that were factored in, inflation will be higher. As we evolve as a country, more and more of these will get factored in. In the developed world, like United States or Europe, food control contributes only to 14 to 16% of your basket, and therefore the world market is less sensitive to food prices. The usurious taxes on fuel has also contributed to increasing vegetable prices. Onion is primarily grown in Maharashtra and western and central India. To land up in Madras, it has to travel that distance by lorry. If you are going to charge 33 rupees of excise and petrol on diesel, then those prices are going to reflect on vegetable prices. Though primarily the shortage is caused by destroyed crops. For those who like us who live in comfortable life, somebody pointed out to me in Twitter using a website Graphers how Unilever has increased the price of red label tea over the last 6 months. The prices have gone up by more than 20%. Even the rich are not spared, but because the food consumption as a percentage of total salary is so low, people don't notice rising prices. But for your driver or your maid servant or your cook, this food and rent will eat up more than 70% of their consumption basket, and the rise in prices of both rent, electricity, and food will be punishing. How does this inflation in prices of rent, food translate into wage inflation? These people need to work in factories and other organizations. As inflation keeps on going up, their needs keep going up, and they will demand more wages. Their time will come when, if you don't provide rising wages, they simply will see no point in working, or a competitor will give more wages. So, if this continues, you will see wages go up, and what we called as a wage push inflation. As wages go up, pressure will build up to increase margins. Team Lease is one of the largest providers of temporary staff in showrooms and malls. They have said a month back that the average salary of a person selling you food in a food or textile or electronics in a mall has gone up, and now nobody wants to come for less than 20,000 rupees. This is what I meant by cost price inflation. Wage push inflation. The retailer will also be pushed to increase prices. Though increasing interest rates will not affect food prices, increasing interest rates will force other inflationary expectations to come down. Inflationary expectations play a big role because they set the tone for wage demand, and consistently 12-month inflationary expectation is well in excess of 10%. That is, the average Indian on the street expects that the price will go up by 10%. If the Reserve Bank believes that this problem is going to vanish by itself, it is not going to. They will be forced to act sooner or later. Thank you for watching. Be Rich. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification. If you use Kindle, you can buy the book using the Kindle link given below. If you want a hard copy, send a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would get in touch with you. At the very end, if you want to get in touch with me, please send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. I am grateful for your support of Be Rich.